I don't even have my notes open. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Glasses. I need my glasses. Okay, now I think I'm ready. Hi friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 161. My name is Lori. I live in Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan, and I love to crochet and I love to knit. And I haven't done as much cross stitch as I would like, but we'll get there eventually. Anyway, you can find all my yarny goodness on my social media, which is linked down below. It's Instagram, Ravelry, my email, all the patterns that I talk about, all of the fancy yarns that I talk about. They will all be linked in the show notes, in the description box, either down below or wherever YouTube has decided to put it. So, with that, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let's get started with life stuff. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice or not, but I got my post-cruise illness. So after I recorded last time, that Sunday, I recorded on a Saturday. That Sunday night, I started feeling a little twinge in my sinuses, and then Monday morning, it just hurt a lot, and I was telling Ryan, like, oh, I'm just not feeling good. He's just like, that's the post-cruise Lori I know. Gee, thanks. Appreciate it. So, I've been put on an antibiotic. Went to the doctor, got put on an antibiotic. I'm feeling better, but I still have a runny nose. So I will cut out all the nose blowing if it should happen to occur. So you don't have to look at that. But yeah, I mean, with illness and other things, like, life has been hard. For those of you who've watched for a long time, I used to live and work in a small town called Kankakee, Illinois. And if you've been watching the Weather Channel or weather news, Kankakee's been in the news because a really big tornado went through. You'll have to excuse that noise. I have the windows open. It is such a nice day today. And yeah, we don't have the air conditioners in yet, so I have the windows open. You'll hear the sump pump every so often, just so you know. But anyway, Kankakee was hit. So it's Kankakee, Roma Park, kind of St. Anne. It kind of went that way. Or if you're looking at the map, you know, Chicago, Kankakee kind of went this way towards Indiana. All of my friends are fine. Or were marked safe from the tornado. But just the devastation that happened down there. Some people lost everything. And yeah, it was hard. It was hard to see it. There was a video of a storm chaser. He is driving up Interstate 57, and you can see the tornado, and it goes behind this hotel, and then you can see Dollar Tree, and then you can see Walmart. That is the Walmart I used to shop at. That is the Dollar Tree I would go to. There's a Mexican restaurant that Ryan and I love, that we would go to all the time, right there. And the report came out that, like, it was just like inches from Walmart. Like, you can't tell from the video, like, how close it is to Walmart, but, like, the way the winds were whipping, like, the debris around. And so, yeah. The pictures are just devastating. And watching video of the tornado is terrifying. And I mean, I would have been safe had I still lived down there. It was about 3 miles ish from where I lived, so I would have been okay, but I would have been terrified. But then this week, we found out a friend of ours passed away. He was a pastor at the church we used to go to. He's one of the associate pastors, and he and his friend who owns a roofing company, they were inspecting the ceiling of the sanctuary of the church that we used to go to, and he fell and passed away. And I am just devastated. So he didn't die in the tornado, but because of the tornado, he passed. And so, yeah, I don't really have words for this. It's devastating, and I'm very upset. And we'll be going to the funeral the wake on Monday. We just don't have the time to take off of work. I've got stuff to do. Ryan does too. Like, it's just not feasible. So anyway, so keep Sean's family in your prayers. And the church too, because the fact that it happened at church is gonna be devastating. And that church has been through so much in the last 10 years. It's the third pastor to pass away in the last 10 years from that church. The first 2 were cancer, so either way, it's all just bad. And then this week also, we found out we were getting a new coworker, which, great, awesome. We need somebody to help talk to donors, schmooze, and get, talk up Elam, all of that. But just the drama of how it was put to us, I don't even want to get into it. It was a long week. And I'm done. I'm glad it's Friday. It's Friday afternoon. I'm recording this now. Because tomorrow I'm going to Michigan. Hopefully going to a yarn shop. If I do, I will take you along with and put that at the end. So, anyway. So that's been my week, my last 2 weeks. I did want to give you an update on my reading. I have finished 15 books so far this year. I'm just, whoa. My latest thing has been the Lily Adler mysteries by Catherine Shellman. I have read 3 of the 5 that are out. So the 3 that I've read are Body in the Garden, Silence in the Library, and Death at the Manor. So yeah, very, very good series. I really like it. Obviously it is a murder mystery. It's labeled as cozy murder mystery. Like, what? Anyway. And so now I would like to introduce a new segment to this podcast. I was on TikTok and I found this fellow Yarny person, Yarny enthusiast. Her name is Katrin Seeberger. I'll link her TikTok down below. But she does a video every so often and she calls it D.O.R.C. D for drink, O for outfit, R for reading, and K for knitting. Now, obviously, this podcast is all about my crochet and knitting, which could still be dork. So, this part of the segment will be what I'm drinking, what I'm wearing, and what I'm reading. And then the rest of the podcast will be what I'm crafting. So for drink today, I have water in my San Diego Zoo cup with the panda. It's flavored with some, those little bottles that you can add flavoring. It is triple berry that I got at Aldi. Very yummy. Outfit, what am I wearing? So this is a new shirt. I found this, sometimes Facebook sends you ads all the time. Well, this ad was for Yarn Merch, is the name of the website. They sell all kinds of knitting, crochet, yarny t-shirts. And so I saw the granny squares shaped like a heart. Ta-da! There's Granny Stitch right here. I needed that. I will link them too. I also bought a t-shirt for my cousin because I missed her birthday, so I'll be sending her a package soon. What I'm reading is the fourth book in the Lily Adler Mysteries by Catherine Shellman. And this one is Murder at Midnight. And I am about 30% of the way through. The body has been found. They are looking for it. There's a slight love triangle situation going on. So we'll see how that goes. Let me get a tissue here. Okay, and another drink. Alright, now we'll get on with the crochet and knitting portion of this podcast. I have a finished object. Yes, I do. I'm so excited. I didn't even bring it in the bag that it was kept in. I just left it out. I haven't even washed it, but I did clip off the ends. I didn't weave in the beginning or the ends yet. Couldn't be bothered to get out a needle. So yeah, let's see. Let's go this way. Speaking of Granny Stitch, it is the Granny Wrap. The Granny Wrap pattern is by Anna Boo's House. I think in that it calls for worsted weight. Yarn I used fingering weight. This is all not leftovers. This is all from my yarn advent swap. So two other ladies that I know, we send each other 20-gram scraps of yarn, and yeah. So this is 2 years worth of yarn advent. So last time you saw, I was here in the blue, and I just finished a couple more rows. I thought about doing like a nice scalloped edge, and then I was like, oh, I'm ready to be done. So like I said, nope, not this end, this end. I still have this end to weave in, and I still have this end to weave in. But all the others I knotted really tight. I did the, what's the knot called? I forget what the knot is called. I'll put it on the screen if I figure it out. And then I just clipped the ends. So a lot of them are still sticking out. I don't care, because this will probably just live on a couch and will keep me warm while watching TV or reading a book or whatever I'm doing. So obviously starting here all the way to this purple line right here. There's a purple line right here. That is all last 2024. This going through to the end is 2025 yarns. So Jill sent me a few that were DK. I did not put them in here. I'm saving those for other things. Oh, I just had an idea. Okay. I'll have to see if any will work. If any of those colors will work. But yeah, so finished object. Yay! Now for our makes in progress. I was gonna wear my Treasure Island shawl that I have for myself, but it is too hot today. Couldn't be bothered. So, living in this bag made for me by my Advent swap buddy Jill is the Treasure Island shawl by Hannah of the Cozy Cottage Crochet. It's this beautiful batik bag, which reminds me of the Caribbean Ocean. And then, of course, we have our Disney villains on the inside. So, of course, I took this with me on my Disney cruise. This was my crochet project. I usually take a crochet for the airport, and then I take a knitting one as well. My notions pouch is Mary Poppins, my favorite movie. The ball band is in here. The yarn that I'm using is Ba Yarns, so it's Brenda and Heather yarns. I mean, I can read it, but I'm tired of holding things out here. So this is on their Pegasus base. It is 100% superwash merino wool, and the colorway is Hold Me Closer Tiny Rainbow. I'm gonna have to show you this way what it looks like. So you have the different solid colors broken up by speckled, and it is gorgeous. Because I had such a horrible time. My yarn winder created such a problem with yarn barf and all that fun stuff. So it is all balled up right now. This is one of them. I think this is the rest of it. So it's the yellow, orange, and red. This is what is currently attached. So here is my shawl so far. It's very tiny, but I'm sure like blocking it will really help. Yeah. So here's where we are so far. This is made for like a thicker yarn, to make it bigger, obviously. Last time you saw I was here. I have since started, I've hit the middle portion, so I added a few more rows, because you're supposed to start the middle section like down here. I added a few more rows, and now I am decreasing. Hit the middle, and we're going the other way. So, I just got a text from my friend who I'm picking up from the airport tonight. I will have to go ask Brian here in a second. Remind me to go ask Brian if he's going to come with me. So, that is my Treasure Island shawl. I'm really loving this one. It's a nice, calm crochet pattern. I started a new one. So I made a Christmas tree skirt probably 15 years ago. Like it's old crocheted Christmas tree skirt, and it's showing its age. So I decided I needed to make another one. So since I finished crocheting all the ladies, all the iconic women, I decided use my yarn, leftover yarns. So it's all acrylic yarns. Big Twist, Red Heart, whatever else I had in my stash. And I filled this bag this Disney cruise bag with, I mean, all kinds of yarn. So I am making the Starshine Christmas tree skirt by Jean Steinhilber. It's with the Crochet Crowd. I will link to the website there. It is a free pattern, so go ahead. I am kind of doing alternating stuff. So it's kind of inspired by two of the ladies from my knit night. One of the ladies, Debbie, she had made a Christmas tree skirt a couple of years ago, but it was mostly white, and then it had little bits of color like peeking through. I want to say it was a granny stitch Christmas tree skirt, but I haven't seen her for, she wasn't at knit night this last week, so I wasn't able to ask her. And then, actually, three ladies. The other two, Libby and Emily, they were both making the 6-day star blanket. So I was like, ooh, that star would be really cute on a Christmas tree skirt. And the way Emily was making hers, it was white with, mostly white with some other colors mixed in. So that's the color scheme I'm going for. And this is where I am so far. Obviously I can't make it in the round, completely round, because it has to go around a Christmas tree. So I'm gonna have lots of ends to weave in, because I have to cut every row. But I don't have that many rows to go, so it doesn't have to be as big as the 6-day star blanket. I finished mid-row because I wanted to remember which direction I was going. This is a lot of fun because most of the time it's just straight up crochet, but every once in a while you'll have a fun row where you do the X crochet stitch. And so I have 2 colors of yellow, 2 colors of green, 2 colors of blue, 2 colors of purple. So it'll be a rainbow-esque blanket or skirt, so yeah. And then if I want to add a few more rows, we'll see how this goes. I'm just kind of making it how I feel, you know? So, and of course, Disney Cruise always makes me smile. Other thing that makes me smile is babies. So my new director, Josh, his wife is pregnant. Their baby is due in June. I have some stuff I'll show you about the blanket that I'm gonna make for them. But Josh is such an avid fisherman. Like, it's all he talks about. Like, he's already planning to go this weekend. Yeah. So, and he was telling me about the trip he has planned in April and all this stuff. So, obviously, I need to crochet a fish. But for some reason, I did not even think to look up like a cute little fish stuffy. I decided to go with like a realistic looking fish. So the national parks came out with crochet and knitting patterns. There's hats, there's a cactus you can crochet, there's is there anything? I can't think. I'm only thinking of the fish because so this park ranger, her name is Haley Burley. She designed a halibut and she designed a walleye. Right now I'm working on the halibut. Let me just show you. I finished the first side with the eyes. And then side 2, I finished the actual fish, but then I need to add the dorsal fins and the bottom fins. And then stitch it together. There we go, stitch it together, stuff it, all of that. The walleye I'm going to do in a different green, but I gotta go find the green. So hopefully I can finish that tonight while watching basketball, because it is that time of year again. We'll talk about that later. But let's continue with yarny stuff, shall we? Let's go on to the knitting portion of this podcast. So, obviously, going on a cruise, I have to take something knitting with me, something simple, and so I do socks. I did vanilla socks, but I put a little code, Morse code in there. The word that I chose was wonder because I was on the Disney Wonder. And of course, I had to put it in this bag that has Disney princesses, my two favorites. I have a pin that says "Be a Nice Human," and then I went to the Panda Ridge at the San Diego Zoo. And so in here are my Baja socks. Where is my ball band? Oh, where is my ball band? We won't sing on the podcast. The yarn that I'm using is Knit Picks Felici. It is 75/25 merino nylon blend. The colorway is board shorts. So here's the skein coat. There's the board shorts inside. And for heels, toes, and cuffs, I have this little green. I do have a yellow I might use for the heel. I haven't decided yet. And as you can see, I am not far. I'm still like halfway through the foot, so I've got time to decide what I'm gonna do. But if you look here, like, it looks like it's almost the same color. So this part here is the contrast color that I chose for the heels, toes, and cuffs. I don't know if that little nugget will get through. Well, I have two little nuggets, but I don't know if that'll get through both heels and a cuff or not, so we'll see. But yeah, so here is Morse code for Wonder. This here is where I was last time, so I've gotten through 2 stripes. And I'm beginning through, it's hard to see that. There is a slight color change. So yeah, I'm in another color now. And it's just knit, 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 knit. I do mine 2 at a time. I do 60 stitches. I do toe up, and I do the shadow wrap heel. All of those patterns will be linked down below. So yeah, so those are my socks. I might take those with me to Michigan tomorrow. And then my last make in progress. Hold on, I need another sip of water. My throat's getting a little scratchy. Anyway, living in this stitch bag, beach life is a good life, is my Rainbow Bright sweater. Now, this the pattern is called Rainbow, the Rainbow Sweater by Yelly Knits. And then part of me was like, oh, Rainbow Bright was one of my favorite characters when I was little. Rainbow sweater, Rainbow Bright, let's put together, make a Rainbow Bright sweater. I have big news for you guys. I finished the sleeves. So, if you look at the pattern, on the side, you have a little rainbow. Here's my rainbow. And then on the sleeves, you have a partial rainbow. And I followed the pattern, the color pattern on Rainbow Bright's sleeves. That's why it's not in rainbow order. And then I accidentally mixed these two, so it's fine. I have not bound off anything yet because I'm a little worried about how the sleeve's attached. So I just put it on waist yarn. And so they're just gonna sit on the waist yarn until I'm ready to attach, and I have the yarn that I need for that if I need it. I did these 2 at a time because that's what I like to do. But I am off Slave Island. The yarn that I use is Cascade Heritage 6. It is a sport weight yarn. It is 75/25 in the highlighter colors plus the white. I have not started the body. One thing that I love about this pattern, it cost $12, which is a bit much for a sweater, but included in it is an Excel spreadsheet where you can put in your measurements. It does the calculations for you with your stitch count. Now that's also a stitch count for a DK weight yarn. I'm using sport weight. So part of me is like, my stitch count might be a little off. We'll have to see. Plus, I need to learn how to do a provisional cast on, and I just don't have the brain space for that right now. Maybe next week I might be inspired to do it. I don't know. We shall see. But for now, that's going to go to the side. I have things I need to work on. I have new yarns that I have bought. So, yeah, we'll see. I do want to wear that sweater though. I really want it. So, maybe next Saturday I'll just sit down, have YouTube up, and figure it out. Yeah. So, new yarns that I want to talk about. I'm very excited. Oh my goodness. So, I don't know how many of you follow Madeline Tosh on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. Sorry about the sump pump. It just distracted me. So anyway, so this year she has been, I say she because Madeline, they've been doing Hue of the Moment. Instead of Color of the Month, it's Hue of the Moment. I remember February's was like something like Bad Valentine or something like that. It was like red and black. It was okay. Right before we got on the cruise, well, I think we were on the ship, but we hadn't sailed away yet, so I still had internet. I still had Wi-Fi, and I was scrolling, and I saw March Hue of the Moment. Now, if you know me, you know how much I love basketball, especially college basketball. Right now, it is March Madness. There's 16 games today. My team already played they started this morning, ended in the afternoon in overtime, like dramatic fashion. They won. And it ended up going into overtime because of a buzzer beater. So the name of this month, Hue of the Moment, is called Buzzer Beater. So of course, oh my gosh. So, Madeline Tosh. This is on her Tosh DK base. It is, I believe it's 100%. Yeah, 100% superwash merino, 100 grams, 228 yards. I wanted to buy the sock, but Jimmy Bean's wool was out of stock. Although when I went to Madeline Tosh's website earlier, I noticed they still had the sock base in stock. Like, you know what? I already bought this one. It's fine. I'll be okay. Plus, March, you never know the weather. I mean, on Monday, we had a snowstorm. Like ice, snow, like 20 degrees, and today it's 73, 4 days later. Gotta love spring in the Midwest. That's why my sinuses are just so bad. So, I figured DK socks would be great to wear for March Madness. I'm gonna look through my stash of DK minis that Jill has sent me, see if any of those will work as like a heel, toe, and cuff. Yes, I know this is 100% merino, so it's not the best for socks, but I have yet to wear out a sock. So I think I'll be fine. And if it does wear out, guess what? I can fix it. It's fine. So these will be socks to wear in March next year. Buzzer beater. I'm so excited. I love this so much. And then I was needing to buy yarn for a baby blanket for my coworker. He showed me what the nursery was starting to look like, and so I was like, so I had a specific color in mind. I thought about going to Michael's, but that day I was just, I am tired. I don't feel like driving all the way over there, so I'm just gonna order online. I can find the color that I want, and we'll go from there. So this is the yarn that I ordered. It is Premier Basics DK. So it's DK weight. It is 100 grams, 306 yards, 100% acrylic. The colorway is celery. I wanted this light green to go with the colors that they have in their nursery. Obviously fish as well. But Josh and Nia have a dog named Haven. Cutest dog. Love her. And so I decided I'm going to make the Paw Prints blanket by Lauren Willis. It is a Hobie pattern. So you can find it on Hobie.com. And I'm just going to use this color. So it looks like dog paws on the blanket. I'm very excited to get this started. I'm going to finish that halibut, and then I'm going to, I'll probably just whip out the walleye real quick, and then I'll get started on the blanket. But yeah, but that's not all I bought from Premier. Oh no, I was influenced. Hannah is a yarn enabler for sure. So if you watch Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet, she is going to work on a cardigan, and she needed sparkly yarn, but the yarn that she had didn't have sparkle. So she bought some sparkle to add to her yarn. And she was telling us about the colors that were available. So I didn't buy the same colors she got. I got the colors I wanted. So I bought glitter thread. It is $3 for one of these. It is 10 grams. You get 1,093 yards. And of course, I had to buy the purple. So here's the purple glitter yarn. It's kind of hard to see with the plastic over it, but there's the purple. I already have an idea of which socks I'm going to make with that purple sparkle to add sparkle to it. And then I bought the rainbow. So it's really just pink, yellow, and blue with some silver. You can see how tiny this is. And I figured have sparkly March Madness socks. Ooh, with rainbow sparkles. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm excited about that. So, anyway, so that's all. I have to tell you today. As I said, I'm going to Michigan tomorrow to see my parents and my aunt and uncle. I got to see them too. But we're also going to stop by the yarn shop. I do have, I got some orange to go for my Rainbow Bright sweater, but it doesn't quite go. So I'm going to see if I can take that back. If not, it may be shipped to somebody. I don't know. So, but yeah. If I buy anything, which I'm pretty sure I will show you at the end of this. So, with that, I'm gonna go have some dinner, watch some basketball, go pick up my friend from the airport, and I will see you all later. God bless. Bye. Just wanted to do a quick check-in. I finished my halibut. I will say, the construction of this leaves some things to be desired. But it's still a great pattern. Go check out the National Parks crochet and knit patterns. But yeah. So, yeah, I'm very excited about this one. I don't think I'm gonna start the walleye till later. I want to start the blanket. I really want to start the blanket. So, I'm up here because I needed to paint my nails, and so I'm gonna go back downstairs, watch some more basketball. But I finished a halibut. Good morning, friends. Happy Sunday. Wanted to hop on here, show you my haul because we went to the yarn shop yesterday. So I was in Michigan with my family. Sorry, it's like my first time talking this morning. So was there all day. Got to have lunch with and see my aunt and uncle, and just had a wonderful time. I got home about almost 8 o'clock last night, but then it was dark and I wanted some good lighting. I'm hoping this will be okay. To show you the beautiful colors that I bought yesterday. So, here's my bag. Alright. So, if you'll remember, I have this buzzer beater colorway from Madeline Tosh. I was needing a color that was for heels, toes, and cuffs. I was gonna go through my stash, and then I was thinking like, oh, I want it to be like Kentucky colors. So if you know me, I mentioned earlier that my team, the Kentucky Wildcats, I bleed blue. I love my cats. So I looked for minis there that would be like a good blue that would represent Kentucky. Couldn't find any minis, but I found Barocco Vintage DK. This is 52% acrylic, 40% wool, 8% nylon. The color is 2153. If I find the colorway number, I'll put it on the screen. But this is what it looks like. And so with that, these are going to be some crazy socks, let me tell you. Yeah, those are going to be fun socks. And don't forget, I have the rainbow glitter thread to put with it. I already put the buzzer beater in here, and obviously this won't fit in there as well, so I'll have to find a bigger bag, protect it from moths, because those get in my house like crazy. And then before we went, something came up, and we were talking about the color of the ocean, and I was like, yeah, I like, when you're on the beach, that turquoisey color, that's really pretty. So, but my favorite is when you're in the middle of the ocean, and it's just that dark blue, and it like changes as the waves go. That's why I got this ring. So we have this darker blue stone here. It looks like the ocean, and then we have the turquoise opals here. So yeah, this ring represents my love of the ocean. And so this yarn shop, it's in Jenison, Michigan. And so they have a local yarn dyer called Up North Yarns. I have heard them, I've seen her stuff before. She's been at YarnCon, which I'm not going this year, so it's fine. So I wanted to go look at her yarns. She had a bunch of stuff that I really liked, but she had this zebra yarn. So it's like the yarn is dyed and then it's twisted with a black yarn. So, and of course we've just been talking about the ocean, and Mom was like, you need the blue one, and so here's the blue one. And so there, it's not all the way, like the whole skein is not zebra twisted, but some of it is. And I'm just like, shawl, cowl, hat, maybe. So this is, does it have her base name? No. Oh, it's zebra fingering weight is the base. It is, what do we have? No, no, wait. I need my glasses on so I can see. It is 80/20 superwash merino nylon blend, and the colorway is zebra blue. And yes, that looks like the ocean. And then on the table up front, they had this colorway. They had it in several different bases. And Mom was just like, ooh, that would make some cute socks. Hint, hint, right? And so she's asking me like how many pairs of socks could you get out of a skein? And I was like, well, depending on the size and if I have a contrasting color for heel, toes, and cuffs, I can get 2 pairs of socks out of a skein of yarn. I've done it before with her. We have a couple pairs of matching socks that I've made. So yeah, so this is CMS Supply Co. Handcrafted in Virginia. It's a CMS nylon sock. It is 80/20 merino nylon. And the colorway is Bubbly Citrus. Look at this yarn. Oh my gosh. And then I just noticed there's some like purpley speckles in here as well. But yeah, the orange and the pink, just so cute. And so I found, it's not exactly mini skein, it's a half skein, I think is what it said. Yeah, 500 grams. Emma's yarn, colorway Poppin'. I didn't even look at the colorway. I just was like, Mom, what color do you think? Do you want the darker pink or the lighter pink? Here we go. So, heels, toes, and cuffs in this color. And then, ooh, that's going to be so pretty. And then they have this whole bin of stitch markers. I'm talking like 2 bins this size. And they're all like divided, so, and then labeled. So like, these are all the butterflies, these are all the flowers, these are all the sheep. And I'm looking through them, just glancing. Wasn't really thinking about buying any. And then I saw this one. Mickey Mouse. So, definitely going to be using this soon, obviously. It's nice to have it for when I'm going on another Disney cruise. Although we don't want to have one planned. We're looking, but we don't have one planned yet. So, keep it in this nice little bag so I wouldn't lose it. And that is my yarn haul. And with that, I need to go to church. Yeah. And then there's basketball this afternoon, and I'm just... So, don't think I'll get my Sunday afternoon nap, but it's okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I will see you later. God bless. Bye!